Exploration Day 13! Hello everyone and welcome back to Pikmin 3 Deluxe! In the last episode, Captain Olimar, brackets Louis, stole all of our juice and fucked off into the Garden of Hope. In this episode, we're going down after him. With the addition of these blue Pikmin, we can now confirm that there are 5 varieties of Pikmin. Based on the trends we've seen, Pikmin appear to evolve in ways that suit their surroundings. That would explain how they can handle different environments. Our real struggle has only just begun. Under our command, just how far can this army of Pick? You talk too much. Talk too much. Let's go. And I agree with that. Down to the Garden of Hope to get on Louis' trail. Ooh, it's raining here this time. That's quite cool. Right, I'm going to take a bunch of wings out. And a bunch of blues. And you know what? A bunch more wings. You'll see why in just a second. I don't want to split up captains for now. I need to focus on one specific task, which is I'm going to try and take out that bug-eyed crawmad that we saw at the end of last episode. What's a bug-eyed crawmad, you say? Oh, you'll find out pretty fucking soon. Oh, let's take advantage of these, actually, since they're here. Get some flowered pinks, always nice. The more the merrier. Wonderful. Right, now let's take on that crawmad. Bug-eyed crawmad's a bit of a mini-boss. Oh, it looks so pretty in the rain, I must say. It's a really nice feature, the kind of like semi-random / dynamic weather they've added. So this little terracotta pot that we're building is the focus for the beginning of this episode as well. So as we get up here, we will see the bug-eyed crawmad. Horrifying thing that it is. But you notice, yep, I've gone straight for one of its eyeballs with my pinks, and I'm going to go straight for one of its eyeballs with the other pinks, and that flips it over, and then at that point everyone gets on it and goes ape shit. And we one-cycle it. Wonderful. That was way easier than I was expecting. Cool, with that we will set the blues, bringing back its various bits, and then we will have the pinks build this. It's nice to not have to worry about pinks drowning as well. And again, for fragments, they're ideal because they will just take stuff to exactly where it's needed. I'll leave a captain there for when they inevitably are returning to the same place. I don't know how you got there, but there we go. Looks like we're done here. Yeah. You guys, come here. Okay, that captain I led there was not necessary in the end then. Right, so we can do a couple of things now. I'm going to start by chucking some stuff over. So we will chuck over a captain and a bunch of wings. And I think a second captain, to be sure. Now we'll go over to our first captain and chuck over our second captain and a bunch of wings. Start to see how this goes. Oh, that's our searing acid shock back. Now here, these guys should be able to pluck up whatever fruit this is here. I think this is a lesser mock bottom again. Ah, yes, it is another lesser mock bottom. Brilliant. Right, we'll leave Brittany there because we will proceed over that way in time. I think we will actually split up the Pikmin colours a bit. No, not you. And I think... No, I said split up the Pikmin colours. And I think, Alf, we will have you go back and exchange those blues, because I think for now we actually don't want them, because we can basically open up our way to where we're going. So let's chuck these various... Oh, I think I can see a peckish aristocrab over there. Another incredible name. I've said this before and I will continue to say it. Pikmin has some absolutely fantastic names. Ah, there's the lesser mock bottom has made it home. That's brilliant. Let's put all these blues away. And we'll bring out a few more pinks. And a bunch of rocks. Those will be useful for what we've got upcoming. Brilliant. Let's take them over to here. You'll notice we'll soon be able to just build a bridge over there to avoid having to do this awkward triple captain maneuver we're about to do. But for now, no option but to do the awkward triple captain maneuver. So in the meantime, let's get Brittany over here, and you can start chucking the various Pikmin over there. You can see that aristocrab there. But we need a second Pikmin over there, second captain over there. Oh, but we're doing it at that point. Excellent. So, once them are all lobbed over, you can chuck Alf over, plus the rest of the Pikmin. Brilliant. And then, you know how this goes here. We then chuck Charlie over again. And then the rest of the Pikmin. We'll need the rocks for what's upcoming, but also for fighting the Aristocrab. It'll be handy just because, as we've seen, pinks aren't the best in combat necessarily against kind of ground enemies. Rocks are. So this is a peckish Aristocrab. It's got a solid enough claw, but if you hit it enough, it will drop the claw in defense. And then at that point, you can just kill it. And it's dropped a scaly bastard, or whatever it's called. Scaly custard. That's a scaly bastard. I was close. You can see what I was going for there. But there's a bunch of fragments here, so let's have everyone who can build with them. It just makes getting fruits and stuff back a little bit easier from over on this side. When you take 20 of each type of Pikmin out on an expedition, they'll sometimes sing a cheerful stew. I tried to sing along once and they all went silent. Guess they didn't appreciate me singing voice. I'll have to practice some more during tomorrow's shower. Is what they sing, which is very cool. We'll leave that scaly custard there for now, because I'm actually just going to unlock the last of this. Oh, do I want to... I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. The rest of this stuff I should probably do once I've dealt with Louis for now. So, and that's why I don't really want to be sending any Pikmin back home. Did I not put everyone on that? No, there's more somewhere? But where? Well, I genuinely don't know where the final few fragments are. They must be essentially where Louis' signal is, because I have not seen any on the map, nor can I see any on the map. So, oh, unless they're in this hole, which they almost certainly will be, which makes much more sense. They were, in fact, in the hole. Wonderful. We'll gather up our remaining captains and get them ready to cross that bridge, then. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Hey, I'm very funny. Ugh. Meow. The little noises that the rocks make. Oh, they're so good. Right, with that, we can set them on the final few of these fragments. And then we'll bring the captains over. And we'll be ready to head on down to Louis. Obviously, I could get everything that's on this side back with winged Pikmin if I wanted. But, you know, opening pathways is always a good idea anyway, generally. Wonderful! Right, let's regroup and let's head over. I was going to say, how was I missing a single Pikmin, but there we go. Ah, into what's definitely not an arena. We're really close to the signal's origin. Don't pay too much attention to that. So there's this crystal in the back here. Let's break it with some rocks. Wonderful bit of design and a fantastic name on this one. This is the Quaggled Mireclops, which is genuinely one of my favourite. I say that to all of the names, but genuinely one of my favourites. So the feet are a bit of a weak spot, and they're not great at crushing. They're way worse at crushing than you might think. With a foot down, then its body becomes exposed, and at that point what we do is launch a load of rocks, as many as we can, at the centre. There we go, and that unveils the weird pea-hatty, fruity, nutsack-looking thing. Ooh, that's at the centre of it. And generally speaking, it is now the same process, except it gets a little bit stompier. I would say set your wings on its feet, because they can grab onto it a bit more easily. Oh, we might have lost a couple there by the sounds of it. Yeah, some got squelched, that's fine. Oh, it fell over. Yeah, the main reason I've got... You'll notice where it's walking, it creates like muddy water behind it, which you can drown in. So wings are another useful one for that. And as you see, just target the same foot, and then if you're doing enough damage to the foot, you'll get another chance to hit its body. I'm going to have to pull these guys off. Oh shit, no, not the rocks. Obviously, the rocks can't be stomped, but they can be swamped, as in they can drown. Come on, come on, come on. Oh. Wait for it to calm down a little bit. There we go. There's your window. Do some good damage to it. Come on. Oh, I put the rocks on it again. What the fuck? Great, we've got an opening now. Brilliant. And so with this, we then... Oh, that didn't mean to press a hint. I meant to do that. And there we go. Attack that thing at its core. We did precisely a third of it, which is not an accident. Oh, are we still staying up here somehow? Oh, I don't know how this is happening. No, it's tilted me off. There we go. Throw it off balance and knock it over. A lot is going on here. Pinks are also the Pikmin I can stand to lose the most of, because I've got literally hundreds, if you recall. Ah! I'm having the shit kicked out of myself as well. Yeah, I've got hundreds of pinks since the Scornet Maestro, so I can stand to lose a few, I think. Oh, the goo everywhere. There's just so much going on in this fight. It is, at least, it's the first one fight, honestly, that's actually giving us a little bit of a problem. Need to wait for it to stop doing this charge. There we go, and there's our window to charge. Oh! Every time it lands on me, though, when I'm not expecting it, yeah. Right, we should hopefully be able to do its foot in here. Come on, guys. Nope. Shit. Right. Maybe there? Yep, there we go. Now we got a moment again. So, let's everyone onto that again. Oh, what? Really? Shook us off that easily? Ugh, tongue! Oh, no! Oh, vile. Maybe we can kill it on this round, though? Or maybe it's locked to 3 cycles. We've lost a lot of Pikmin fighting this guy. But they're pinks, they're replaceable. And at least I know there's going to be a fair few corpses kicking around that we can use. Right, let's charge them onto the foot. The rocks are a little bit less useful now, but you need them to take the crystal off at the first instance that you literally need them. And they are happy for at least being unstompable. Right, it's going to start chomping now. Oh, no! Yes, we've got our final chance here. And we're on the back here, so we can't get me with its disgusting giant tongue. And then we'll finish it off with a couple of hits of rocks. Wow, what a delectable looking piece of fruit! And there's Captain Olimar, the food thief! You'd better still have our juice. Is that his spaceship? Don't tell me he was planning to escape in that bucket of bolts. We need some answers, not to mention our juice. Let's get him back to the Drake ASAP. Indeed. Defeat the Quaggled Mireclops. It looks a bit like a moon, but I bet it's delicious. Yes, this is the Wayward Moon, which is a Eastern melon. Let's get that moving backwards. Did I lose some rocks? Lost a couple of rocks, but I think I lost more pinks than anything else. So we'll set the wings, bringing the corpse of the Quaggled Mireclops back. Obviously, its main corpse is here, and this actually remains here. It's the only time that ever happens in the game, to my knowledge, that something that was there, that was like a boss's body, remains as a physical part of the environment, which is kind of cool. I don't think I've got enough Pikmin kicking around to get everything else that's here back for now, but we've still got half the day. Once this is done, we'll have the rocks take the Aristocrab back, because they could use a few extra numbers. And then, yeah, this we'll need to wait for, or will we? It needs 8. Oh, we've got 8, perfect. And then just 2 wings. Guess you guys can go on the melon. Right, let's get ready with some captains in useful positions. You, that way. So, I want you to go... We'll head back to base, actually, just with everyone, and we'll go from there. There's been a bit of a traffic jam on this bridge, by the looks of it. A real traffic jam here, good lord. I guess it's things flying and just things moving at different speeds generally is always a bit problematic. That Aristocrab will at least replenish my rock numbers a little. Not that we're low on numbers or any of these, but it's always just nice to replace what you lost, you know? Might leave those guys in the ground to the end of the day. Nah, then they'll just take up numbers, won't they? That's the thing. But there we go, that's the Wayward Moonback. I believe that's the biggest fruit in the game in terms of the amount of juice it gives, so watch how much the visualizer is going to juice out there, and put the Scaly Bastard on at the same time as well. There's a lot going on here. We're receiving a transmission from the Drake. Analyzing recovered life form. It's the fucking Hocotatian, again. Food thief, haha. Life form is in stasis. Subject spacesuit has activated for sleep mode. Yeah, we know about this. Was in possession of 45-day supply of juice and one soft toy, vinyl toy suitable for a toddler. It's the rubber ducky. I can't believe Olimar stole our juice after we rescued him. And he took the captain's rubber ducky, that monster. He better have some answers for us when we wake him up. Oh, that's cool how it just shed them all out in one single explosion. Right, let's pluck all of these and sort some other stuff out then. Right, let's see what else we can do here since we've got, you know, everyone. We'll take a bunch of... I lost 2 Pikmin out. Who knows? Well, we'll work that one out later. Oh, there we go. I haven't lost 2. They're just there. Right, we'll leave you there, and we will set these guys over here where they can start getting a Velvety Dream Drop ready. You, I think there's a few things we can do with yellow Pikmin, so you take 30 yellows. And I think we want to focus on this little bit of yellow here. Rain was also perfect for fighting the Quaggled Mireclops. It's exactly the weather conditions that boss fight seems like it should have. I think here we're going to have to use the bamboo gate because of just how the grid, like the web for Pikmin taking stuff back, works out in this one. He's arrived, which is great. Here, the reason I brought Pinks is because A, we need him to get over the thing, but this is a lifty boy, which only Pinks can do anyway. Look at that. Now, Velvety Dream Drop is inside, when it very slowly opens. There we go. Or do I have to actually chuck him over there? Yep, okay. Right, while that is working its way back, we'll have Charlie see what we can do here. If we take down this electric gate, I think we might need to have a couple of captains here in order to do whatever this is, which we might not have time for today. So let's see if there's any more easily obtainable fruit. You know what, we'll just break down this gate and then we'll just do some Piclopedia stuff and end the episode. No harm in that, and we'll just leave stuff for next time. Because this is a complex waiting puzzle involving multiple captains, which we're going to have to come back here to do a cleanup day anyway, so we'll do it then. Oh, there's a Velvety Dream Drop back, so have that done. Sorry, I was distracted because I got fucking waylaid by a yellow Wollihop. There we go. Saying hurry up, but all my Pikmin are here, so we'll just do a little bit of reading. Quite a lot of reading, actually, by the looks of it. Oh my goodness. Strap in, I guess. So, what have we got? The Portable Sunset. This radiant specimen should remind me of childhood on Kopai when we'd watch the sunset whilst enjoying a big dinner. But instead it makes me think of the onset of night on this planet and all the monstrosities that brings. I've covered it up so we can sleep in peace. If you want to see what night is like on this planet, by the way, they added night missions into Pikmin 4 and they're kind of horrifying. The insect condo! That smell! I can't tear my nose away from that smell. I'd dive right in and start eating, but something about this makes the name the computer supplied makes me a touch suspicious about what's going on inside this thing. The blonde imposter! Ah, this furry little fruit tried to hide itself under a veil of camouflage and fuzz, but I won't be fooled. Tell me, Ms. Fauna, if you are indeed animal or vegetable, not vegetable, where are your legs? Checkmate, fruit. The Seed Hive. This was a bit of an emotional rollercoaster for us. We were lured in by the sweet scent, but when we cut it open, it was infested with huge insects. Alf fainted, the poor thing. Then I realised the insects were seeds. Yay! Alf will wake up eventually. The Searing Acid Shock. Ah, so sour. I feel like my taste buds have been sucker punched. We can't afford to waste edible fruit, but this one will have to be pickled or something before anyone would willingly eat it. On the plus side, I'll never forget that face that Alf made. The Juicy Gaggle! Finally, something on this planet that isn't gigantic. These little red globes are the perfect size for Kopai hands, and the juice makes a good meal. I bet these will be a lunchbox favourite back home. I fucking hate raspberries. They leave the pits and, like, sit on the flat of my teeth, and they're just a worse strawberry in every way. Tremendous Sniffer. Pear is another fruit which are just very variable. Sometimes you get a nice pear, but sometimes they're too dry, or sometimes they're too wet. Yeah, a bit variable. This specimen has a sweet flavour and a soft texture, somehow reminiscent of my Auntie Bee. Her nose is shaped a bit like this fruit too. So elegant, so glamorous. She's the envy of my family with that nose. I miss my aunt. I want to go home. And then we'll do some Picklopedia. So to start with, the Scornet Maestro. It takes real charisma to command a large team. It's a lot like our captain in that way. For instance, he... well, maybe not. I'd like to listen to that pretty sound while I eat some fruit. It looks well taken care of by the surrounding little bees. I envy that. I suppose I've only got Alf and Captain. I can only do half of what I want. The Maestro leads a whole swarm of Scornets in perfect military formation. My leadership over the Pikmin might not be that tight, but we do okay. I'll put my whistle up against this gal's harp any day of the week. You'll notice that Louis is an option here, but we're not going to look at those yet. I'll get to them in a little bit, I think. The iridescent flint beetle. It reminds me a bit of the prize dispensing machines, only instead of putting in coins you throw Pikmin, and instead of toys you get pellets and nectar. The pop quiz of indigenous creatures. You might think you're ready for it, but when the time comes, you're probably not. There's no penalty for failure except missing out on neat rewards, which is basically torture. Finding one of these critters means it's your lucky day. If you can manage to hit it with Pikmin, it'll drop pellets and nectar. All you have to do is wait for it to stop and then press the attack. The Sputtlefish, soft hide. Its tentacles are designed for both locomotion and to spray obscuring jets of ink to cover its escape. Pikmin tend to panic when soaked in ink, so bail them out quickly. But you also have to chase after it quickly with any blue Pikmin you have on hand, or it'll regenerate the damage you dealt, though it's almost a shame to defeat it since it's so beautiful in motion. It's like a flower that blooms in water instead of earth. So elegant, so beautiful, but so hungry for Pikmin. I guess every rose has its thorns. Maybe it's something to do with the low friction down there, but all these underwater creatures are so slippery. The black ink it sprouts whenever it feels threatened contributes to that, come to think of it. And the puckering Blino. These are the little ones, which I thought was a sputtlefish, but no. They swim in schools. Not only do they hunt prey in their own habitat, but they can jump out of the water and go for prey in the air too. I expected to see them operate in such different environments, but now that I have, I'm definitely taking notes. I saw one swim at the captain and thought they were playing around. Then one came right at me and, these things don't play. You'd better act fast to call... what? You'd better act fast to call Pikmin back if one of these things catches them. Be advised, you're not just safe because you're out of the water. As I know from experience, they can jump out catching prey that sprays too close to the surface. How can lips be so sharp? Oh, this freak. When other creatures draw near, it emits bubbles from nozzles on its covering. The bubbles don't last long, but you can hit them with Pikmin to pop them early. Though the bubbles trap creatures, it does seem interesting in the prey it catches, in eating its catchers. Maybe this is its idea of play. If so, it can be a dangerous game for its playmates. I admit it, I'm guilty of getting caught in those bubbles deliberately. I love floating in the air and getting a bird's eye view of this planet. Hang on. Ugh. Alf wanted to tell me that Copad already does that for us. He has no sense of romance. The worst thing this can do is jail you inside one of the bubbles it spews from the holes all over it, which is pretty bad, since unlike a regular cell, I need help from outside to escape. The Toady Bloister. This is a Pikmin staple, and again, an incredible name. Problem. Sending in Pikmin causes it to spew ink and confuse its attackers. Amidst the chaos, it out its set of stretchy tongues to pick off its prey. We never saw any of this, fortunately. Solution. Ignore the ink. It's non-toxic and it can't hurt you. Stay calm, exploit its slow speed to get behind it, and focus your strikes on its puffy tail bulb. Other notes. Its optic receptors are oddly tiny. How can it see anything? I'm positive their tails are a kind of fruit. I tried to take one away from the Pikmin and have it analysed instead of converted to seeds, but Alf talked me out of it. He said not and everything that looks like fruit tastes good, and he might have a point. It may not look like much on the face of it, but that's because its deadliest weapons are hidden. I've seen its tongue do things I can never unsee. The ink it sprayed practically everywhere to blind me was practically a mercy. Jesus Christ. The Bug-Eyed Chromat. It's similar to designs of our planet featuring exoskeletons, but much, much bigger. Its eyeballs are pretty enlarged, making them equally good targets. Their homes aren't a single hole, but rather a network of interconnected tunnels. If you see one retreat below the ground, be warned that it could re-emerge somewhere else entirely. That's cool. All I can think about since we defeated one of these is how nice it would be to sleep on that soft belly. What's wrong with you? I could even use its shell to make a canopy bed. Just for me, though. Obviously not big enough for all three of us. I tried to take it on in one-on-one combat to spare the lives of my Pikmin squad, but its shell were too hard even for my steely fist. He talks about steely fists a lot, doesn't he? If only I was tall enough to reach its eyes, then we'd see it was really tough. And the Quaggled Mireclops. I thought it was an ordinary fruit trapped in a crystal until it started stomping around the bog. Its stony hull is invulnerable to damage, everywhere except its toes. If you can hit them hard enough, it'll fall over and leave its fruit-like bulb open to attack. But even then, it has a fallback mechanism in the form of its huge tongue. When it starts shaking, it's best to back away unless you have winged Pikmin to send after it, which I did. Its giant head perplexes me. I know it's not a sunseed berry, but what is it? A plant? An animal? I thought I'd figure it out once I tasted it, but the captain snapped at me to not lick everything that we fight. How else am I supposed to do science? I don't like it, but I had to put my foot down when Brittany tried to taste its brightly coloured core. Talk about forbidden fruit. I must put the safety of my crew before their research, and I don't know where that thing's been. The peckish aristocrab. It had the right idea, coating its enormous claw in a crystal shell, but we have rock Pikmin for that. Once you break the claw, it's not so bad. You have to be careful not to drown, though, since you'll usually meet one near the water. It's got extensible legs to thwart a Pikmin charge, and I find that throwing Pikmin is more effective. That also works for freeing anyone trapped in its bubbles. There's something so familiar about this thing. Ugh, it was the Hocotatian onion that I studied in my research days. Now that was a dangerous plant. One little incision and I couldn't stop crying for hours. Everybody knows that rock is supposed to defeat scissors, so how come my steely fist don't do anything against this thing's claws? Sure, it barfed up a few bubbles when I hit it, but all that accomplished was trapping me inside. And that is the end of our Pictlopedia, so let's head to the end of the day. New fruit! Yay! So, we've got the searing acid shock, we'd already got one of them before, but there we go, let's them on bottom. Scaly custard is new, and avocado. I don't know if avocado juice is any good. The Wayward Moon, which produces a shit ton of juice. As I believe it's more even than the Crimson Banquet. 25 types of fruit. Wonderful! We'll be able to save so many people on our home planet with this. Because, of course, while we're drinking the juice, we are harvesting the seeds for cultivation on Kopai. 57 days of juice. Ah, such a relief to have our juice supply back. Good. We still have plenty of juice left. Yeah, we fucking do. So this is going to be an interesting one in terms of numbers. Down and back up again. Yep, because we lost some to the Quaggled Mireclops, but we made the numbers back up, so that was pretty good. We finally managed to capture that thieving Hocotatian, Olimar, and have retrieved our stolen food supplies from him. This has improved Brittany's mood no end. Still though, what was Olimar's objective? What was he doing in that area? I saw what looked to be a broken down spaceship nearby. Tonight's job, find out the truth. I can now fight the Quaggled Mireclops in a defeat bosses mission. Later that night. So it turns out this isn't Captain Olimar at all, but rather some other fellow named Louis. And I suppose that fuselage we saw must have been the remains of Olimar and Louis' ship. Seems like that huge monster really did a number on it, though. Food. Is that all you think about? Didn't we just feed you? Ah, it's great to be reunited with my rubber ducky. With him by my side, I feel like I can achieve anything. Is anyone listening to me? Louis doesn't have our cosmic drive key. We need to find out if he knows where the real Olimar is. Day 14. Searching for signals. The formidable oak. According to Louis, the real Olimar is out there somewhere. We'll find and get our cosmic drive key back. If what Louis says can be trusted, that is. Alright, let's move out. But that's for next time. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.